Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are kind of surprisingly still kicking here. I'm a little shocked about that. Let's see, this guy is 26. Okay, so we need to find somebody like, I don't know, this lady. Not ideal, but you'll do. That's fine, I guess. So we've got like 4,000 gold right now, and we could use the restore accolades. Hang on, what's going on with that? Why would we be able to restore accolades? We're at 1 of 1. We should just seek a worthy successor. Okay, so we'll do that for now. That looks good. We could demand payments. To what end? We have so much money. You know what? It's fine. We'll do it. We could use more money. More money is always better, right? In theory, anyway. So I do want to start working on another expansion opportunity out here. Now, this is a theme over here. This is a province, and this is a theme. So we know that these duchy level ones occasionally are going away on us. And we don't know why exactly, but we think this is something our liege is doing. We're not getting notifications of them, but that's the current going theory anyway. So for right now, what I want to do is I want to check boundary dispute cooldowns on some of these areas. So we would need to go onto this guy. Yeah, that's on cooldown. And so we would need to head out like over this way probably. This is on cooldown. This one we might be able to do one. Wait a second. He is not part of the Byzantine Empire. Well, okay then. What about you? Are you part of the Byzantine Empire? Yes, you are, but you're... We would have to directly go after him. Hang on. So, there's no ability to do a border dispute here. Why is that? That's interesting. That's very interesting. We had the ability to do a border dispute out over this direction. I guess we could try to go for Antioch and try to take this, but that's one of those themes there. If we're going to do that, we should probably try to go for Lebanon here. So I guess we'll see what ends up happening here. Some of these are taken away from us, like this one and this one. Some are not. So if this gets taken away, Beirut, we'll add it to the list of these where we're slightly confused, but we're not going to waste influence on it, is the idea. Wow, this guy would just straight up join. Okay. Done. So that seems great. That brings us down to 16. And then we can go for somebody who is only like 6. So like this guy would do. That brings our phase duration down nicely. 49 here, 42 or 39. So Sycophant would be absolutely wonderful. That brings us to 79. From here, we really don't care. We're just completely maxed out. These guys are just super into this. Okay, well, let's work our way through that. That seems absolutely fine. Surprisingly, we haven't died yet. We've been on poor health for a while. Now, we could certainly go into here. Now we're building this right now, but we could certainly go into here and build like the where was it? The bath, I think it was. Yeah, the bath here. This will give us a small disease resistance, but that's not actually going to be a health boost. Okay, noted. We did just finish our smithy in Tiberias, and we absolutely want to continue to work on that. So that was finishing up this. Okay. So we currently have a men-at-arms regiment here. We have a caravanserai here. And this is a capital county. We could drop that for the moment, or we could drop the coops here. Yeah, I'm leaning towards dropping the coops for right now and replacing this with a blacksmith. We want to have this station men-at-arms damage increase. So that looks good. Our men-at-arms are going to be incredibly, incredibly powerful, and that's ideal. Okay, so that's all looking good. Now, we can spend money in locations like this to boost up their development a little bit, and that would not be a terrible idea since we do have extra money right now. So building something like here would be okay. Or we could upgrade this to a level 3 city. And to be honest, if we can upgrade them an entire level here, that would be the way to go. We got an accolade successor. Okay. So let's hop into here. There we go. And this guy. Perfect. So that looks good. And checking in here, this is a level 1 castle. Let's upgrade that to a level 2. This is a level 3 city. We can't take it up to a level 4 because we don't have cranes. That's fine. So level 3, this is a level 2 temple. Let's get that upgraded. Level 3, level 3, level 3, level 3, level 3. Yeah, that's all absolutely fine for now. This is a level 2 temple. That we can get upgraded. Level 3, level 3, 3, 3. These aren't owned by us for awkward reasons that we don't fully understand. But let's check through the rest of these quick. This is a level 2 temple, so we'll get that upgrading. Level 3 castle, level 4. Okay, let's get this upgraded. We're basically out of funds at this point. I want to check through here. We could upgrade this eventually. This barony up here also doesn't have a duchy building, and I'd like to get that going. There's also a grand cathedral that we could build here. Noted. So there's a couple of buildings I want to do up here, and then we've got these holdings out here to check yet. So that seems fine for right now. I do want to get, and that's a lot of buildings completing. Yep, understood. I do want to get a tax office in here as soon as possible, but he doesn't have the title Antioch, so that's not a possibility. Noted. So we should get this temple upgrading to the next level here. We'll have enough gold to do that. Perfect. And then we could build a grand cathedral here. I think we'll come back to that, try to remember that that's there. So that's a level 4, level 3, level 2, level 3, and level 3. Okay. We can execute this as well, so let's go ahead and do so. And this guy needs to get upgraded. That'll cost over 1,000 gold. Noted. And we were successful out over here. I do expect that this is probably going to be granted away from us, like the previous ones were. But this is looking pretty okay. The main thing that we'd want to get rid of here would be this. Okay, so now we'd grant Beirut out, like so. And we'll keep an eye to see if that Sun is losing Damascus. Okay, we'll keep an eye to see if this is going to be a thing, but we do need to check in on that Damascus situation. So, currently, yes, yes, no. So this guy's a bit of a problem. We would want to influence candidacy for the province of Damascus, and that's going to be a fair amount of influence, but that's absolutely fine. We'll put him back in charge there. So the Duchy of Lebanon, so this duchy title is not created. I think that this is the core issue here. Our liege creates the title, because it gets destroyed when we take this over. Our liege creates the title and grants it to someone who isn't us. So I'm then expecting to lose Beirut. We'll keep an eye on that. And I would definitely like to come up over this direction. I'd love to see if we can grab this, but this is just not an option for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what that reason is. But like Syria, this would be a good thing to grab here if we have a cooldown on this. 8th of March, 1335. So that's a while yet. Let's see about, say, this. 7th of August, 1335. Okay, so we need to go up to, like, this up here, but I think we're probably on cooldown with this guy as well. Yes, until next year. So then I don't think we have anything we can directly go after. I don't think we can go after Cyprus. Can we? No. We cannot. So we're a little bit stuck then. That's fine. We do know that we need to get a temple upgrade going here, but we did just finish land grant in our estate, and Jaffa and Gaza both need work as well. I think for now, we should probably prioritize this, right? So I would love to get this going. We don't have cranes. That's understood. And what do we actually want here? I mean, the bath would probably be a good thing. That'll take 10 months and is quite cheap. So let's get that going for now. Courier stations have been constructed in Buzra as well. So we're going to need to get more upgrades going here. The only upgrade possible here is the caravanserai. I don't think we can actually get any of these going. We actually can. We're just missing some cash. Okay, let's get this upgrading as soon as possible. So that'll be fine. We can get an upgrade going in Buzra right now, and we should. So we'll do that, and then Jaffa is going to need one as well. So we'll do that as soon as we get the cash in. We can petition the Basilius. I don't think we should. Okay. So for now, that's absolutely fine. This guy's no longer our tutor. Okay. So we'll build our watchtowers here. That finished up string storages in Damascus. Okay. So we're going to need more cash, of course. And this is not at all surprising. So over in Damascus, we can just upgrade this hospice. Nice and cheap. That'll keep it building for a little while. Okay, so now we can save up money to get this guy upgraded to a level 3. Okay, so a new governance issue, overdue taxes. We'll deal with that in a moment. I want to check in on this. So our liege has not created this title. Okay. That's the core issue there, then. So we should definitely travel up over here. Let's launch an investigation on these overdue taxes. I don't think we actually even need to spend money on the Desert Warrior, to be honest. So this is absolutely wonderful, and off we go. Okay, so 67% chance of success or 100% chance of success. That's not a hard choice. We'll take the 100% chance of success. 697 gold, 120 influence, which would bring us up to authoritative. This is actually more gold. We get the development level, and we get the influence. This is, of course, because we have the strategitissa? Something like that. Something along those lines. That gives us more than what we get here, so that would absolutely be what we want. So we'll gather what we can and sell half to better develop the area. Yes, that's fantastic. So our level of influence just went up, and that means that we have almost enough money to invest in this temple. Actually, we do have enough now. So that looks great. We'll get that done. And that is absolutely fantastic. So we'll build up a little bit of gold here. And that is, of course, going to be a lot of structures. Now, we're going to lose this level of influence on succession, and that's absolutely understood. So if we look at the province of Palestine, that is correct. Dun is correct. Damascus is correct. And then Palmyra is not held by us. None of this is actually held by us up over here. So it'll be interesting to see if we lose these on succession. We might. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how that ends up going. We will die fairly soon. There's no real way around that. So that's going to happen, and that's absolutely understood. Arm of the administration for 20 years. The control level would go down by 5, but that's probably okay. Yeah, this is fine. Control level of Jerusalem is going to drop by 5, but it's going to come back up. That's not really an issue. So we can have this guy just come on in over here. Gaza, sure, that works. So he'll be done with that in like a month. Let's actually move him to Jerusalem then. Yeah, that'll take 5 months. So that looks a lot better. Perfect. So we just finished our bloomeries. Let's get another upgrade going up here in Tiberias. That's going to be another blacksmith upgrade. Wonderful. So we've got a decent amount of cash here. We just need to continue to invest it for right now. And it is currently 1333. We may be able to go after the theme of Aleppo up here. Yes. This is another one of these that we may end up losing, but it would be fine if we did. So as far as a bureaucrat goes, this guy would do the trick. That brings us down to 15-day phase durations. So we just need somebody who's like, you know, somebody like this to bring us down to the minimum phase duration. 50 and 42. This is wildly overkill at this point. We don't need anybody else, but this guy will do. Okay, that looks good. So we're going to get this done very, very quickly and very, very cheaply. Once again, this is a duchy level location. So we'll see if we keep that. Beirut hasn't been taken away from us, so that's noted. Now, the bath was just completed. That's going to give us disease resistance. So bath is only countering penalties, and we don't have any penalties right now. So that's understood. I want to hop into our estate here, and I still do want to continue to work on building up our land grant here. So let's do that. Excellent. So we're going to be done with our county control over here. Gaza is making its way upward. And this is at 98. Understood. Defensive tunnels. Oh, okay. So we just inherited the Terma of Baalbek. And that's fine. We are going to want to grant this out. This has guard houses here at the moment. We should probably replace that with an economic structure, something that would end up being either workshops or blacksmiths, and it's going to be blacksmiths. So that looks good, and then we will grant that out. Perfect. So we're completing a lot of buildings. That's absolutely expected, and that's very, very good for us. We finished increasing control in a county. We should probably... I think there was another county. Yeah, Tiberius is a little on the low side. That'll only take a few days to get that done. So excellent. 25 stress, done. We just inherited this barony down here. Now, we can't hold that personally. And for the moment, this is fine. This is all economic. This is a city, actually. But we're going to grant that out. So that seems okay. Entrenched regency. Oh my. So we can go ahead and execute this scheme. This is absolutely fine. And we'll see what happens with that. Now we do have peasant rabble brewing up. That's okay. We're successful up over here. That's to be expected. And let's check here. 4-2. Okay, so this should get upgraded. We'll get that going. And then we want to get rid of these wooden watchtowers for the moment. And we can replace these with hospices or blacksmiths. I'm going to put in hospices for now, and then we can replace the wooden barracks later with blacksmiths, if we have the opportunity to. We'll grant that out. Once again, here we go. Lebanon was created and granted to someone else. Once again, this might be granted to someone else as well. So that's absolutely understood. These locations that are duchy seats, the game seems to want to, or rather our liege, seems to want to get rid of those. So that means that we don't want to take like this out over here, but we can take a lot of territory that's over here. This guy is duchy level, but he has a lot of territory. So we can take a lot of this, but some of it might end up being granted out. So that's understood. Let's see. If we go after this guy directly, we would want to boundary dispute. Can't do that for another year. Okay, so we can't boundary dispute over here. Oh, no, we can. But this is a duchy level, and we would probably end up having that be granted away from us. So there's not really a point in doing it here. We're on cooldown with this guy. I believe we may or may not be on cooldown here. Okay, so we can definitely get started on this. However, this is duchy level, so this is probably going to be granted away. That is the current theory. That's fine. We don't have anything else to work on, so we might as well do this. And we're just putting in these people that are free. This is absolutely fine. Fantastic. Okay, so everything looks good there. We're probably not going to keep control of Antioch. Really, what we probably want to do, I think, is personally control this until such a time as our liege gives us the duchy, and then we can grant that out. Well, we can hold the duchy. We are at 3 out of 2 duchies right now, right? If we look in here, we can see our titles include actually 4 duchy level titles. So we probably have a malice for that right now. That's probably why our liege isn't letting us control more. Actually, no, we don't have a malice for too many duchies. Interesting. But what we need is for him to give us the duchy title. So I think we need to hold these personally. So what we could do is we could grant out, like, a Ramla. This would be a little awkward because we have a stationed regiment there. But we could grant out something like that that would be free to revoke. Hold it ourselves, and then wait for him to grant us the duchy, and then hold the duchy while granting out the county. I think that would be the way that that would have to end up going. Or we could just... Oh, we just inherited the barony of Nawa. We don't actually want to hold this. This is a city as well. Let's just grant this out. This is fine. So yeah, that's my current theory. Maybe we hold this, even potentially exceeding our domain limit, until such a time as he grants us the duchy title. I think the reason this is happening is because we don't have a kingdom title, so he grants the duchy title, which inherently grants them independence from us, and they become a direct report to him. So if we hold Alexandretta here, And there's currently a second curtain wall here. They're currently making rotating wind sails. But if we hold this, that's fine. We aren't going to get penalties for 12 months. So we can hold this and hope that he gives us the duchy title. That would be the idea. He should give us the duchy title here. This ransom is fine. Cool. Okay, so we built some buildings. I do want to hop into our estate, upgrade our quartermaster's office yet again. There we go. Sick house has been constructed as well. So over here in Boozra, we currently have these armored horsemen here. So there's not actually a reason to have the watchtowers unless we want the defender advantage, which we might want to have, actually. So we could replace the coops eventually with, like, blacksmiths. And, yeah, I think that would be a good way to go. Let's go ahead and get that going for now. Okay, what else do we need up over this direction? Well, we took Alexandretta, and I want to check here. This is a level 2 temple. Let's get that upgraded to a level 3. Okay, and we're going to finish up this construction soon. We did just lose our seneschal. There we go. He appointed us to be the governor of Antioch. So now we have this duchy title here, the province of Antioch. And now we can grant out the county level here. But I'm going to wait on that, actually. This is going to finish in 20 days. So, yeah, I think we've solved this problem at this point. So now I want to replace the second curtain wall here. Yes, this would be good for cavalry, but and it does generate some money. But I want to replace this right now with a blacksmith for the % increase on holding taxes for the moment. Although there's water mills here. I'm going to go with that. That seems fine for now. And then we'll grant this out. And they should no longer become independent because we still hold the province of Antioch title. Now, we're going to have to worry about its succession. So to that end, let's look at the duchy titles here. So it's this guy, same guy. We don't hold the province of Lebanon right now. Same guy. We don't hold these at the moment. And same guy. Okay, beautiful. So that looks good. Now what I want to do is I want to boundary dispute here. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy in here. We're going to put in this guy here. Beautiful. And this is just completely and totally free at this point, right? So, I mean, not completely free, but it's very, very free. Done. So now we're going to get this. I'm 95% sure we've solved what was going on with that. I think this was it. I truly do believe that. So that looks good. Bellows have been constructed in Tiberias. That is excellent. We will continue to work on building up over here. So blacksmiths will go in there. Looks fantastic. And at this point, our troop quality is just kind of insane, right? Absolutely through the roof. I want to check our Imperial armies here. Yeah, we're at 3 out of 1. This is not surprising. We can create men-at-arms regiments, though, for each of these as well. So these are owned specifically by the titles. Fascinating. So what do we want to put in these? Well, we only have 1 unit of cavalry, 2 units of cavalry. We have 2 units of armored footmen right now, and then we have 2 units of archers. So I would like to have in... So this is Palestine here. This is Urdun. Let's put in trebuchets in Urdun. And these would need to be stationed. They cannot be stationed out here. That's interesting. So we're going to have a lot of these be unstationed. And that's just limited by a domain limit. So that's understood. These are size 10 limit. Never mind. They're size 20. Or size 2. I was very confused for a moment there. Okay, so that looks good. I want another unit of spearmen. So we're going to get pikemen in here. There we go. And then for Antioch, we can kind of make a choice. I'm probably going to go for another unit of armored footmen for right now. So that can go up to size 3. There we go. So that's going to boost up our power levels even more. So that looks good. Okay, so now what we can do is we can grab August, which we will definitely do. Although from here, we may want to switch over to, like, Intrigue. Potentially. I mean, we're not having a difficult time with this, right? We could switch over to learning here. We could take medicine to try to stay alive longer, or we could take scholarship to be able to get more development growth and start working down the scholar tree for better tech. I think that's not a terrible idea. Let's start working on that. Okay, we're now infirm. This is not surprising. We knew that we were going to be dying eventually, and probably sooner rather than later. A peasant's lot is to serve their lord, and we're going to head right on over here. Let's grab our rally point, drop it right here, raise our forces. They have a very pathetic force. In we go. Hilarious. Okay, so they are eliminated. They have more? They have more down in Gaza. Okay, that's fine. So we need to build in Jaffa, and this is going to end up... We're wanting to increase our armored horsemen. So this would boost up the men-at-arms toughness. Sure. That seems fine. What else can we potentially build in? Well, not really much right now. So we're going to die very soon, and that's understood. We got a learning perk, but this isn't going to be all that helpful. I guess we'll get a little bit more progress here. Maybe we'll get a month or two of that. Sick House has been constructed, and I don't actually... That was up in Damascus. Okay, so this is Crossbowman. I want to boost up our workshops here. Excellent. So we're going to hop down over here and eliminate this. String storages in Nablus have been completed. So let's build up these infirmaries to boost our station men-at-arms toughness a little bit. Wonderful. And we'll eliminate these rebels, no problem whatsoever, enforcing those demands and disbanding our troops. Beautiful. So, at this point, we can execute this scheme, and we'll leverage advantages. Okay, boundary dispute was successful, so that gave us hymns, and now we just want this guy to make us be the leader here, right? Make us be the Duchess. Hopefully that happens before we die, but we will find out. I do want to check these here. This is a level 2 temple. This should be upgraded, but we're lacking the gold for right now. Understood. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're probably going to die very early on, would be my guess. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALBest Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.